Have you ever had that feeling where you just know inside your gut that something massive needs to change in your business? Even though technically everything is going so damn well, you know that staying where you are is possibly the riskiest move of all. Your clients are amazing. You love the people that you get to work with. The income is flowing in. But deep down, you know something needs to change. In today's episode, I am actually going to be pulling back the curtain. I'm getting down in a really vulnerable and scary conversation about the biggest decision I've had to make in my business to date. And if you've ever felt this feeling, but you know that fear or doubt is holding you back, then this is the conversation that you need to hear today. Welcome to Unstoppable Success. Now, this conversation I actually sat with for a few days, and still I feel a level of nervousness. But I am always committed to sharing the absolute raw, behind the scenes journey with you. And this conversation feels really different. This year, I really want to be diving even deeper into what I'm navigating behind the scenes in real time. Because here's the thing, I could wait for 6 months before I share this story, before I share this journey, for the result to be guaranteed. But that feels safe. This terrifies me, and that's exactly why I'm here doing this. Recently, I sat down and I did my forecasting, I did my numbers, I did my planning for 2025, and I had a massive realization that this year is set to be a $1.2 million revenue year. That's actually my baseline. If I don't change anything, if I don't add anything to my business, and truly it feels so different to any goal I've set, to any year I've ever forecasted, because it's quite literally a rinse and repeat, powerful, predictable strategy that I have been testing out and optimizing over the past 6 months. So I want to break it all down for you. There are a lot of lessons with this. Now, here's the terrifying part. I had the inner dialogue around, but Jess, 1.2 million, it's not even that much. And I had to stop myself because what world do we live in where a young female building a personal brand with a very lean team says 1.2 million is not enough? There are other people out there doing way more than me. I have friends building towards their $10 million business. And my ego said, let's just stay safe. We don't want anyone out there thinking you're too small, that 1.2 is not impressive enough to be sharing. And I'm sure you felt this too, right? Where we have this vision on our vision board, on our goals list for so damn long. And then when we get close to it, when we hit it, we say, that's not big enough to bother sharing. That's not big enough to celebrate. That's not big enough because there are other people out there doing more. And we get into comparison. And while it's so damn powerful as ambitious women to say, I am capable of even more, the most powerful thing we can actually do is sit with where we are right now and realize the reality we are living, that we are building, was once a faraway goal. No matter where you are, whether you're earning $10 or $10 million, I can guarantee you what it took to get where you are right now, not tomorrow, today, is worth celebrating, is worth owning. And so I am here calling myself out on my own BS and showing up anyway, because I don't hide from my fears. I show up and I'm here being super vulnerable with you guys, and I'm going to unpack more and you're going to really learn why this is kind of a big leap for me to be putting this out there. So let's dive into how the hell did I get to this number? How am I so confident that this is exactly how it's going to play out? Now, a few things is last year was all about trial and error for me, right? I actually ran an event towards the start of last year, and I decided that this is the impact I truly want to have. I want to build out more in-person events. I want to learn how to really nail selling from stage. And even though I've done it before, I've never really done it properly or properly committed to this. And so I ran an event, and barely sold anything. I was kind of winging it, but I think we kind of have to jump all in to the deep end and know that we trust ourselves enough not to beat ourselves up, not to make a story or a narrative around it. Because I get straight back on that horse and I ran event after event after event. I ran 2 tours nationwide across the country, and I really nailed my art of influence, creating true breakthroughs for my audience and learning how to sell from stage from a true place of service where people really feel it. But here's the terrifying part. In order to step into our next level self, in order to step into our next level impact, strategy, influence, we have to let go. And here's what I started to reflect on. I have been building and scaling my incredible Business for Life program. I've had hundreds of women through this program, changed so many people's lives. It really is my life's work. And it's actually the majority of the income of my personal brand over the past 5+ years. And so as I was reflecting on that, it no longer felt like my next level self. It no longer felt like the direction or the impact that I was craving to have. I'd grown so much, I'd learned so much, and I was really craving that deeper transformation for my clients, working with a higher level of client where we could truly do the highest level of transformation. I was also running a Heck Yes membership, which I started last year because I really wanted to have a place which was accessible, which meant that they had a little bit less access to me, but it meant that I could serve a whole bigger range of people. This was my membership where everyone got access to my courses. There was a monthly Q&A, but that was kind of it in terms of the depth or the access to me. And when I was reflecting on these offers, I was truly feeling called to this next level of my unstoppable mastermind, working with women scaling to 7 figures who wanted to create even more impact, even more influence, even more freedom, but also build their iconic personal brand. They are here to leave a massive impact, change the world. And my heart's desire was saying, that is the next level for me. And so I made a massive and terrifying decision because what I was really saying was I am letting go of 80 to 90% of my income as a business, which is a lot of hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Now, let me tell you, that is terrifying. That is terrifying to say, basically, let me burn my business model to the ground and let me rebuild it with a whole new audience that I'm speaking to, a whole new level, a whole new offer, a whole new funnel, customer journey flow. Was it guaranteed that if I stepped all into that next level self, that next level offer, that I was going to sell it? Hell no. Was it guaranteed that anyone would even buy it? Hell no. Did I have any guarantee? There was no evidence that this was going to work. But we don't wait until we have evidence for us to leap. We leap and then we build the evidence through taking action. When we can leap, and we are so convicted and so dead set on that being the result, on that being the outcome, then we build our confidence as we go. But it requires us first to let go of what's not coming with us. And that was the first step. But most people aren't willing to let go of that. And then they get frustrated and wonder why their next level offer, their next level steps are not falling into place. Why are they not selling? And it's because you've still got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So what are you still holding on to? Maybe it's time to truly let it go. Leap, full 2 feet in, and see what happens. Now let me get really honest. Is that 1.2 million absolutely guaranteed? No, it has not happened yet. But according to my forecast, it should be my baseline. But is there a chance I may not get close to it? Yes, because life happens, business happens, the world changes so quickly that I have no freaking idea if it's going to actually turn out that way. And so that scares me, even just putting it out here. But do you also know what? If things don't terrify us, if we wait until our goals are absolutely guaranteed before we go after them, before we put it out there, we're going to be waiting forever. And I am always committed to sharing what gets to be possible when we face those fears, when we do it anyway, when we leap all in. So here's what I built out. I built out a really powerful, life-changing event series. I spent months and months and months on the curriculum, on the flow of this day, on every single touch point to truly impact people's lives who were in that room. And so I went all across the country running my Freedom Empire events, and I have some more event topics coming up this year, which I am so freaking excited about. But I had these event series that were really incredible in drawing big crowds to each event and creating massive breakthroughs, giving so much value. At the end, I did an invitation where people could continue to work with me, and people were running. I did not even say run, but people were running to the back, like pushing each other out of the way to get a spot to continue to work with me. And then from there, I ran a really, really powerful 4-week mini mind, which actually I was able to take my 3 months of my Business for Life program that I was running before that I decided to stop and put it into 4 power pack weeks. Again, I put so much intention behind the journey that I was taking people on that people were making thousands of dollars in their business. People were shifting lifetimes worth of mindset, subconscious blocks in this 4-week period. And then because of that, I actually was on holiday in Bali before it even had finished. We had 2 weeks left. And by week 2, I had women reaching out in my DMs saying, Jess, I know we're only halfway through, but like, how can I continue to work with you afterwards? I hadn't even told anyone I have an offer coming. I hadn't even mentioned anything. And yet women were reaching out. Before I'd even mentioned a new offer, I had 7 people in my new offer. And then when I did mention it, when I did offer the invitation, women were just signing up. I didn't have to push. I didn't have to convince them like, you need to join. I wasn't calling them up. I wasn't doing any sales calls at all. And the ease and flow that came from that was at a whole new level. Now, the reason why I know that framework works is because 1, I understand the deepest level of consumer psychology, but also I understand the deepest level of my craft. I understand how to deeply get people's impact, change their lives. And when you can get people true results, they, 1, can see that you're actually genuine. 2, I genuinely just wanted to see people win, and they were signing themselves up. And I think this is where a lot of people go wrong, is we can get into this scarcity mindset of, let me do this because that sounds like the best way to make money. That sounds like the easiest way, right? And I have a lot of people come to me and they say, Jess, this other coach was teaching me, do a self-paced online course or do it in this exact way, and that is guaranteed to make me money. And then you go out on this journey and you're implementing exactly how they said, and the money's not coming through. And it's because they're so focused on getting the money that you forget about why you're doing it. There was not one part of me at any touch point that was focused on dollars. However, I am a very smart businesswoman that I know how to formulate a profitable business that doesn't leave me burnt out, that allows me to serve my clients at the highest level. But at every single touch point at my events, in the 4-week program, in the new mastermind, Unstoppable Success, I was purely focused on how can I get these women the most mind-blowing results and impact their lives in the deepest way. And I think when you can serve from your business in that way, when your mission is so much bigger than a dollar figure, you won't have to sell and things get to flow and be easy, right? So I had a very clear customer journey. I had a very clear model on how I would do this. Now, here's the second key to this. Don't just take my business model and try and implement it into your own and then think, okay, this is going to create a 7-figure business. This is going to bring me in $1.2 million this year, because I promise you it won't work. It won't. I had a client come to me just this week and she said, Jess, I've seen all these people online. I have my OBM that tells me I should do my business this way. And so she sat down and she started recording all these pre-recorded video lessons for her course that she thought she had to build if she wants to build income from a personal brand. And she just felt so much resistance. It felt icky. She said as she was rewatching these video lessons, she was bored. So she was like, I am not going to be putting this out into the world, right? And this is where I think so many people go wrong because we outsource our power. We say, what works for them must work for me because, again, we're looking for the guarantee before we leap. But something I'm so passionate about helping my clients with is find what your superpowers are. For me, I know that my superpower is giving people the most personalized guidance. So guess what I built in even to my 100 people events? I built in hot seat coaching. That at the end of every single event, people's minds were blown. They were coming up to me saying, oh my gosh, Jess, I watched you give such different advice to this person and this person and this person, and you just saw deep into their souls. I know. I know that's my superpower because I do the inner work. I figure out what makes me me. But then at the same time, I have tapped into what kind of business model truly lights me up. What kind of way do I truly want to serve? And if you can really start to formulate something that feels like you, I will never teach you. Here is a 4-step surefire way to build your business because it won't work for everyone. And the key to any success, the key to your breakthrough income years, your breakthrough impact comes from building your business your way. And I think this is honestly the number one way people get it so wrong. And so I wanted to actually break down behind the scenes on my model, my client journey, but I also wanted to say, do not copy it. I mean, you can, but it's probably not going to work the exact same way, right? So we want to tap into what works for you. And now I have this really powerful business model that allows me to rinse and repeat, to continue to hone it in, to tweak and optimize. And that is the difference between a 6-figure business and a 7-figure and beyond business. Up to 6 figures, you're trial and erroring all the damn time. You're trialing out different things, trying to find what is your superpower, what works for you, what business model do you want to run. And then when you get to a certain level, it's about rinsing and repeating. And trust me, my ADHD brain, my entrepreneur self is like, but this new idea, I really want to do this new idea. And now there's another idea. Let me do that as well, all at the same time. Oh, that works. But let me change the whole last topic. Let me create a whole new event series. I get it. I get it. And we want to do things so differently every time. But I would say really find what works for you, what lights you up every single time. And you can make small tweaks. And what I've had to get really, really obsessed with is the game of optimization. That's where I can make changes. And I love being competitive with myself. And so instead of reinventing the wheel every few months, now I get to compete with myself on how can I create even bigger breakthrough next time? How can I add just one extra activity that changes things, that plugs a gap, that gives them something that I noticed was missing? And this is the key. Find what works for you. And so now I have this really, really powerful client journey, transformation, and I am so focused on that breakthrough for my clients. So why do you do what you do? What drives you? What impact are you here to make? And lead yourself with that first, because the money will come second. Now, we always want to make sure we have our systems set up that you're not working for free, but we need to lead ourselves with impact first. But here's what I know. True scaling isn't about doing more. It's about being so convicted on the direction that you're going that you're willing to let go of everything that's not coming with you, even when you don't have any guarantees that it's going to succeed. But you know, if the hurdles come up, you're ready to leap over the hurdles, go around them. You're dead set focused on that end outcome. And this is truly the definition of unstoppable, because let me tell you, there are going to be challenges that are going to come up for me too. But I know I am so focused on that end outcome that it doesn't matter. I'm willing to endure the side routes that I have to take to get there. So if you're feeling that desire, that drive, that gut feeling, that inner fire that is saying you are ready for so much more, trust it. Maybe it's time to let go, to be brave, to lead first, and go all in on that next level vision. Because what I know about you is you're already so capable of it. And I get it, you're a little bit scared, but it's time to push that fear aside and leap anyway. So it's time to step into your most unstoppable self and claim what you already know you're capable of. And I will see you on the next episode. Make sure to subscribe so you're the first to know when new episodes drop, because this is just the beginning. Keep being unstoppable, and I cannot wait to celebrate all of your success.